Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Terry Hoese. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
I'm great.
It's already in December. It's hard to believe we've already been here for 3 weeks now. The season's about a month in now.
Yep.
Still rolling. We've got 3 wins to talk about. One key win over a very, very good opponent on the road. Played your first district game, got a win over them, and also played a county game sandwiched in between both of those two. Take me through the wins against Dobyns Bennett, North Greene, and Johnson County, and tell me how each of them felt.
Beating Kingsport Dobyns Bennett, I mean, that's something that doesn't happen very often, especially for county schools. And I even I had a guy tell me after the game was over that the announcer up there made a comment on the live stream, "Why are we playing South Greene?" So it's always good when people count you out before the game gets started to go get those wins. And played really well. Got up about 14 or 15 at one point, and had 3 kids foul out. So we were kind of hanging on at the end, still held on by 10, but played extremely well at Dobyns Bennett, and I know they're going to get better. They're young and they're good. So felt blessed to win that one. Saturday night, North Greene. It's North Greene's county rival. They're good, and anytime that you can beat North Greene, especially over these last 4 years with Jason Britton there, it seems like a good win. So I told my kids after the game, I said I felt like we had done a pretty good job on Britton, and he still wound up with 29. So, he's quiet sometimes, and you look up and you think you've done a really good job on him, and he still outscored half your team. So it was a good win Saturday night. We jumped out on them early, and it was a fairly good game for us to play. Last night, Johnson County, Austin Atwood came in here, and I knew he'd have his kids ready to play. We did jump on them and held them to 3 points in the first quarter, and it was kind of game over at that point. So it was good to get that first conference win in, though. You get those games like that, and you think you have a chance of competing. You can't let those slip by, especially those home games. So it was good to go ahead and get that one out of the way.
Trivia question. I don't know personally. I don't know if you know. When is the last time a county team has beat Dobyns Bennett in basketball?
I don't know.
If anybody can figure that out, please let us know. We'll talk to Wayne Phillips. He might be able to find that out because he's the basketball encyclopedia here in Greene County. But if anybody knows that, please let us know, because I would like to know the last time a county team has beaten Dobyns Bennett. And hearing that after the game too, I know that had to make the win so much more satisfying. And also, it's satisfying just to go in there and win a game against a high caliber team like Dobyns Bennett. It'd be the same if you walk in and beat Science Hill, or go in against Crockett later on this year and do that again.
It's they've got almost 2,600 kids, and we have around 480, and it is very gratifying. And I told my kids before the game started that my kids kind of been chirping around about, ain't nobody really talking about South Greene. And my comment to them was, you want to get recognized, go win. And they did. So they were fired up after the game. And, you get games like that kind of builds a little bit of confidence, and you never know where it's going to take you. So we're rolling right now. Let's hope we can keep it going.
Got some big marquee wins. You look back, Tennessee High and then Dobyns Bennett, and you got that win over Crockett also. You got some few important ones coming up too that'll also add to that list if you can come out on top of those. But I want to talk about the conference a little bit first with that win over Johnson County. We've talked about it before, and I always mention on these interviews, it's always good to win that first one.
Absolutely.
Luckily, that first one for you was here at home. So you got one of your home games out of the way. It's always important to defend your home court in a district game, and you start out 1-0 over Johnson County, one of the tougher teams. I know you and Coach Atwood have a great relationship, and you all have had some battles over the last few years, especially the last game that you played in the district tournament last year too. How special is it to start 1-0 within the district?
It's very special, and I reminded my kids on Monday. I asked them, I said, do anybody remember what happened the last time we played Johnson County? And of course, I had one of my returners say we went to overtime, and I said absolutely. And if you don't come ready to play, they will beat your tail. So to get that one out of the way, and against a quality opponent. Johnson County's down a little bit from what they have been the last couple of years, but they still compete, and he still has them ready to go. So to get that out of the way and be 1-0, and especially with what happened on the other end of the county, we talked about we expected Hampton and Chucky Doak to be contending too. So Chucky Doak's given Hampton a loss already. So you got to make sure you take care of these other ones when they come along and not let one slip by.
At the beginning of the year, I think the talk about your team was the injury bug. It was the same with the girls. You came into the season, I know you had 2 players that had hampering injuries that you didn't know when exactly you'd be able to get them back. We're a month into the season now. Like you said, team's rolling now. Everybody's healthy. Who are some of the top performers over these last 3 games that you want to brag on a little bit?
Well, Dobbins Bennett, we all played well. I had 5 guys in double figures, and anytime you can get that total quality team win, and but different people did different things. Jace Roderick got hassled all night long in the backcourt. He did a great job taking care of the basketball. Cooper Kelly went off, had 33 or 34 points himself up there the other night, and Woody Hickson played well. And then even my bench, we came off and had some guys step in when we had foul trouble. But all my starters, Caden Fillers. People don't get to see a whole lot about Caden Fillers because he's not flashy. He doesn't score a whole lot of points, but all the rebounds and just defending other teams' big kids, he's been huge for us. And then, of course, you got Woody and TJ and Cooper, who any night can go off. Jace did his thing. Jace didn't score as many as what he likes to, what he's normally scoring, but they defended him extremely hard, extremely well, but he got the ball where it needed to be. So everybody played a real good role Saturday night. But last night we come in here and TJ Buckner goes off for 20 points and 16 rebounds. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of been somebody different each night of that group. Which is nice to see. When one's down, the others pick it up. But I can't say enough about all 5 of the guys that are on the starting 5. Seems like every night they're contributing. And we had 4 out of 5 guys last night in double figures and another with 9. So almost had all 5 in double figures again last night. So if we can continue to do that, everybody's happy, everybody's sharing the ball, nobody's jealous of each other right now because they're all getting their opportunities to score. And I think that's a big key thing when you go down the road here. I've had those teams where one person or 2 people pretty much pick up all the slack, and then everybody kind of gets to chirping a little bit. They're not getting to shoot it and this and that, but it's not happening with this team. They all like each other. They're happy to see each other score, and they're trying to get each other buckets. So right now it's fun to coach.
I want to go back to North Greene's game once more before we cut into the break, too, because I want to brag on Cooper Kelly. One of the toughest things to do is go basket for basket with Jason Britton.
Yep.
That's exactly what he was able to do. It's tough to score as much as he does in a single game, especially with a team like you where you have so many weapons on the outside of him that can put in those double-digit efforts around him too. But he was able to do that against Jason on Saturday night and score around the same exact margin as him too, and that's something special that I think he needs to be bragged about.
And he does a lot of other things for us now. Last year he was pretty much just a shooter, but he's going to get in boards for me right now, and he handles the ball a little bit if Jace gets in trouble. So Cooper Kelly right now is a big part of what we're doing, and when he gets going, that's the thing about it. If he comes down and makes 1 or 2 early, man, it's hard to defend. He can step back there around the half court and stick one. He gets the confidence. He's really able to go and really able to score.
I think the theme that we've talked about so far this year is how tough your schedule is at the beginning of the season. I think we mentioned it last week. It doesn't get any easier.
Nope.
I'm going to say it again. It doesn't get any easier. You've got Hampton and University High coming up, defending 1A state champions, and a 1A Final Four team.
Yep.
We'll talk about those in just a second. We need to get a few messages on the screen first, so we'll be right back in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Tommy's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommy's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommy's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommy's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Terry Hoese. So you got a tough little stretch coming up. We'll talk about the next two games up on the schedule. You've got Hampton here at home, and then you travel up to Brooks Gym to play University High. We mentioned it right before the break. Hampton, defending 1A champions, moving up to 2A now. They got their first taste of 2A action last night against Chucky Doak. I think they fell 60-48 in that game. They get you guys next. Talk about what you expect of the Bulldogs.
They're good. They press you full court the entire game. It's relentless. They've got kids who can shoot it. Of course, they've got the Campbell kid in the middle who's as good a big man in this area. So they're going to come in here, and of course, just got knocked off by Chucky Doak, so they're going to be hungry. And just got to make sure my kids are ready to play and they can match their intensity.
And then you got University High on the road. We talked about them also. They beat Hampton twice before the state tournament last year. Didn't get to meet up with them in the championship game. They lost in the semifinals, but they beat them in the region tournament. They beat them in the district tournament. Didn't lose a single starter. We're in the gym all that time, and they've been on a hot streak to start the season this year. You go over to Brooks Gym to play them. A little bit different, where the court's a little bit bigger also.
A lot bigger.
Talk about Tuesday night's matchup and how you prepare for that.
Tuesday nights, it's going to be a track meet. I tell my kids, you don't realize how much difference there is in the size of courts until you play someplace like that. We come in here, we get up down the floor, and we feel like we're in pretty good shape. But you go somewhere and play like that, and that extra distance, it wears on. And I know they're good. I've watched them play this summer. They are ready to go, and they can play. And like you said, they didn't lose a starter off that team. And of course, those guys that played last year have done nothing but get better. So we're going to have a tough time Tuesday night. It'll be a good little test for us. And that's crazy. You look at 2A versus 1A, and then we went to Dobbins Bennett last week, 4A versus 2A. Sometimes you can throw that stuff out the door. It don't matter. And this is going to be one of those cases. It's just a really good team. Any classification, I think right now they can compete in just about any of them.
That's exactly what I was about to say. In some scenarios, I think you could put UH and Dobbins Bennett on either court, and UH could come away with the win.
Yes, 100%.
It doesn't matter sometimes when you play 1A and 4A. You've seen that with North Greene, where a 1A school beats a 4A school in Boone. You've seen it happen in other scenarios too. In some cases, you just can't look at those classifications, and you just have to look at the team, the staff, and how they fared so far in their schedule. But you got a tough one coming up this week. Hampton and University High. Don't know if that's the toughest stretch coming off of playing Dobbins Bennett, North Greene, and Johnson County, but this is one of the tougher 5-game stretches you'll go through this year. We don't have the schedule in front of us right now, so we can't look at it, but off the top of your head, I bet you can admit that's one of the toughest stretches you'll go through.
It's tough, and that's what I told my kids. I said, if you can get through this week undefeated, we'll be 9-1 going into next week, and whatever happens, happens, But it's been a long time since we've gotten to start where we're at right now. 8-1 to get started, and we're playing what I would consider some of the best basketball that I've seen at South Greene quite some time. So hopefully everything keeps going right here, and we can stay hot, and we'll see what happens.
I think after these two games, it's Granger, then you go to the Big H Barbecue Classic.
Yes, sir.
Some place that you're very familiar with, that they enjoy having you coming up there to play too. But that's all we've got this week, Coach. I appreciate it once again. Thank you for letting me sit down and talk to you, and thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry Hoese Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.